I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like let me see if I can get it to focus. Rear view camera is working when you put the car in reverse, so that's kind of cool. Well, so much for that. Car battery just died even though I have the tender plugged in, but my fault. I should have had the tender plugged in yesterday. So all yesterday I had the door open, stereo going, forgot to turn on the battery tender. That's the other reason why disconnecting your battery is better. However, I would have needed it connected anyways to run all the tests, so it would have been crazy to keep on disconnecting and reconnecting the battery to test it every time. So what I should have did was had the battery tender on, which is right there, but I just completely forgot about it, eager to get the thing installed, and now the battery's dead, and this car is probably going to be very mad with a low battery because I had all kinds of shit pop up on the dashboard. If anybody knows Maserati, especially these previous gen ones, very finicky. So I got a power steering something, take to dealer, airbag something, take to dealer, but it's just because the battery's dead. So now I have to leave this thing on the tender, which is probably going to take forever. I need a more aggressive charger, so I might not even be able to do this today at all. Might need to sit here on the tender all day. So oh well, maybe in this time I'll actually just run the backup camera, since I can't do anything else anyways. I don't need the car to turn on for that. It's just running a wire, so I guess I'll do that instead. These projects always end up in stuff that you're not planning for, so plan for the unplanned. So making some progress with the camera. Anytime you're doing a backup camera, in most case scenarios, you're gonna run the wire, like once you have the radio out, run the wire, and then usually underneath, like where your feet is, it's either open or there's just a panel you pull down, and then you just pull up this weather stripping. So I just ran it all the way down, this weather stripping in between here, tucked it under here, continued through to the back, and then ran it all the way up along the seat, and then I'm gonna go through here as I saw someone else do, because it seems like the easiest way than pulling out the whole back shell. So now on the other side of that, had to pull off all of these here so I can take off this liner, and then I have to do the same thing here, take off all of this so I can see through to here, because I have to put the cord through here and then snake it up into the trunk lid and then bring it down to have it drop somewhere around there. Tedious, boring work. All right, so battery's still pretty dead. Might actually be dead, like needing replacement, but we'll see. I'll leave it on the tender for the day. So ran the wire for the backup camera all the way through here. Use the antenna and some grease and tape to run it through. So that's if your fishing wires, spray it down with some WD-40 or some grease to help it slide through these rubber grommets easier. So I got it up through here, up through the trunk. I'm gonna leave it like this for now because I can't test it since the car is dead. So it's always good to test everything before you put everything back together. For now I have it mounted. For now I have it mounted right here. It's pretty stealthy. You can't really, hold on, this thing is blocking the trunk from closing. Ugh. All right, can you see it? It's this little thing right here. So they did send a pretty small camera, so we'll try it out. I'm gonna leave all the wiring there, so in case it stops working, I can change it out, because the camera, usually these cameras are pretty cheap and have a tendency to go out. So if it goes out, I'll replace it with a better camera. But for now, that's where it is. I'm gonna have to adjust it a bit because it looks like it might be too high and cutting hair, but it's adjustable. It's just on a bracket that bends, so you can bend it whichever way you want it to go. So that didn't turn out too bad. It was a pain in the ass getting the wire through here, but everything on this car is a pain in the ass, so we'll see what happens once this thing powers back up. I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like let me see if I can get it to focus. Rear view camera is working when you put the car in reverse, so that's kind of cool. So that's out the way.